Good morning, students. Amanjit here, your history teacher. Welcome back to the lecture. Just open your books, page number 47. We will do the next topic of your chapter number 4, that is the impact of the anti-partition movement. As in previous lecture, we learned that anti-partition movement was started by number of peoples like Indian National Congress, nationalist of Indian National Congress leader took part in it. ठीक है, nationalists of Bengal, within the Bengal itself, they started different section of population took part in it. So what was the impact of that anti-partition movement which was started by the people against the government? So today we will learn about the impact. The first impact of partition of the anti-partition movement was that the partition of Bengal along with anti-partition movement accelerated the national movement. Accelerated means speed up. So this act speed up the national movement by spreading it among the general masses. So it spread all over the masses. Next impact of the partition movement is that the idea of Swadeshi and boycott, two methods adopted by the nationalists. One is Swadeshi, another one is boycott. Swadeshi means producing item once in own country and using them for their own use, and boycott means stop using the British good, others good. Clear? So these ideas born of the popular feelings in 1905 which took shape, and it was realized that Swadeshi and boycott were complementary. They were the two sides of the same coins. Clear? So these Swadeshi and boycott both were used as a weapon of political agitation. That is the next impact of anti-partition movement in which Swadeshi and boycott used by them. Next is the people lost their faith in the fair play and justice of the British. As early nationalists, they demanded Swaraj. In previous chapter, we learned that they demanded Swaraj within the frame of British rule, as they had faith in the British sense of justice. But after this act of Lord Curzon, people lost their faith in the fair play and justice of the British. Clear? So this was the next impact. Next, fourth one is the anti-partition agitation backed by the plan of Lord Curzon. It gave added strength to the national movement. After this, this anti-partition movement just gave the strength to the national movement. And the method adopted by the early nationalists lost their appeal, and this thing gave chance to an opportunity to the assertive nationalists to lead the national movement. Now assertive nationalists use their own method to fulfill their demands. Demand was the same. They wanted the complete Swaraj. Clear? So this was the next impact. Now assertive nationalists lead the national movement after the anti-partition movement. Clear? Next is Surat split of 1907. So before starting this topic, I just want to tell you one thing, that during that time Indian National Congress was divided into mainly two groups. One is early nationalist peoples, another one is assertive nationalists. Why they had two different groups? Because of their different ideologies and because of their different type of method used by them. As you know that different method used by them, like early nationalists use petitions, prayers, all these type of method used by them, है ना? And assertive nationalists, they use Swadeshi and boycott, है ना? Like that aggressive method used by them. They want to boycott the government completely. So because of their different ideology and because of the different methods adopted by them, number of conflicts was going on in between them. Clear? So that conflicts further responsible for the split in Congress. Clear? So during that time, session was held at Surat in 1907, and in this session, Indian National Congress, the next the part like assertive national leader were expelled. Clear? For how many years? For 9 years he expelled from the Congress. So what happened? That is written in this paragraph. So some of the issues were there which was responsible for the split of Surat. So first is written here, see your book, the issue or regarding the Swadeshi and boycott method. So assertive nationalists wanted to extend this Swadeshi and boycott method to whole of India. But the early nationalists did not approve it in whole of India. They wanted to be confined to Bengal only. Clear? Why they just wanted to be in Bengal only? Because this boycott method just was against the policy which is adopted by them, that is petition and persuasion. Therefore they early nationalists was in the favor of petition and persuasion, clear, peaceful method, because they are adopted by them. So that's why they did not wanted to support to boycott fully, clear. So because of that issue, the conflict was going on between them. But during 1906, when session held at Calcutta, Congress session, so during that time, because of the partition of Bengal, both assertive nationalists and early nationalists sank their differences and passed a resolution, clear. But there these two wings, the issues whatever the conflict was going on, that not resolved, clear. So next main issue after this Swadeshi and boycott is that the issue of disagreement over the candidature of next president, clear, because one party suggested the name of any other, another party suggested the name of any other person for the presidency. So finally Dada Bhai Naroji, the grand old man of India, that person who was respected by both the group, became the president of Congress in 1906, clear. So this was a, and Dadabhai Naroji, grand old man of India, declared that from now on Swaraj or self-government as it existed in the United Kingdom would be the goal of the Indian, and the Swadeshi and boycott movement will have the support of the Congress. So first time this Swaraj or self-government finally declared by Dadabhai Naroji was the main goal of Congress, as well as they said that boycott and Swadeshi movement will have the support of the Congress, clear. Now again assertive nationalist was not favor of this boycott movement, so differences between the two sections continue, clear. So when in 1907 the next session of Congress at Surat was held, during that time assertive nationalists proposed the name of Lala Lajpat Rai as the president, and early nationalists proposed the name of Raj Bihari Ghosh as the president. So when the session at Surat began in December 1907, there was utter confusion. So this led to the split in the Congress, and the assertive leaders were expelled. For how many years? They expelled for 9 years from out of the Congress. So this split only give benefit to the Britishers, clear, and Congress did not have had anything benefit by this split. Only it give an opportunity to the British uh, to exploit the situation of their to their advantage. So Britisher adopted the policy of concession and repression, clear. This was policy adopted by the Britisher toward the Indians, clear. Next, assertive nationalism. In the second phase of the Indian national movement, there emerged a new and younger group of leaders within the Congress. Okay? New younger group of leaders within the Congress who did not agree with the method and ideology of the early nationalist leader. Clear, those who did not accepted the ideology or method adopted by early nationalists, that angry young men known as the assertive nationalists, clear. So they were so called because why they were assertive nationalists, called assertive nationalists, these peoples, because they had a different outlook that advocate active resistance to British imperialism. They condemned the British rule in India. They just wanted to stop the rule of British in India and held it responsible for the country downfall, clear. So three prominent leader of this group were of assertives were Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai, and Bipin Chandra Pal. They were famous as a Lal, Bal, or Pal trio, clear. So they were famous for these short names, Lal, Bal, and Pal. Now next is causes for the rise of assertive nationalism. Which reasons were responsible for the growth of assertive nationalism in India? So first is recognition of the true nature of the British rule. Means whatever the efforts made by the early nationalists to fulfill their aims, like petitions used by them, okay, writing used by them, these method expose the true nature, true character of the British rule in India, clear. So Indian realize that instead of giving them more right, British were taking away their few existing rights. So this was felt by all the Indians that if India could not make progress unless British imperialism was replaced by a government run by them. So that is the main cause. Next is failure of early nationalists. The younger element within the Congress was dissatisfied with the achievement of early nationalists. The younger element means assertive. The young, angry young men. They were dissatisfied with the method adopted by the assertive nationalists. They strongly criticized the method of peaceful constitution agitation. The assertive nationalists advocated the adoption of European revolutionary method to meet the British imperialism, as the early nationalists following the peaceful method like petition, writings, all these the method adopted by the early nationalists to fulfill their main object. But all these things are not adopted or tolerated by the young angry young men, means assertive nationalists. Clear? So that is the main cause of the rise of the assertive nationalist, as the failure of the early nationalists to get something substantial from the British government led to the demand for more vigorous political action using a radical approach. Clear? So that's why they are also known as radicals. Next is worsening economic condition. Clear? That is a third major cause. Third is worsening economic condition. Clear? As you know that during 1896 to 1900, during this period, number of famines were there, which ravaged Indians, okay, and took a toll of over 90 lakh lives. So government did nothing for the help of people during this hard time. On the other hand, it spent a huge amount of they spent a huge amount of money on the silver jubilee celebration of Queen Victoria. For this function, number of huge amount of money was spent, but nothing was done by the Britishers for the help of Indians. So this type of activities, this type of repressive policies which adopted by the Britishers towards the Indian become the main cause of the growth of assertive nationalists. Next is growing consciousness among Indians. So the nationalist writer and agitator blame the British rule for poverty of the people. Okay? They blame that poverty of India only because of the British rule. Leader of this new ideology made all effort to develop self-respect and self-confidence. As you know that the leader who were there, Aurobindo Ghosh, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandra Pal, Bal Gangadhar, so all these leaders, clear? So that also become the main cause of their growth. Next is need for mass action. The assertive nationalist leader taught the people that remedy for their sad condition lay in their own hands. Clear? Ill treatment of Indian abroad. Indian had helped the British to develop their colonies in other part of the world, but everywhere, especially in South Africa, Indians were subjected to racial discrimination. So ill treatment was given to Indians in abroad. So they were denied the right to vote and could not enter the hotel, clubs, buses, or railway coaches reserved for the whites. So this type of discriminated treatment meted out to the Indian in British colonies was resented by the Indians and led to the rise of assertive nationalists. So that also become one of the cause of growth of the assertive nationalists. Next is repressive policies of Lord Curzon. As we know that number of repressive policies adopted by the Lord Curzon. In previous chapter we learned that. So all these things come under this uh, first is the Act of 1898, which made it an offence to provoke people against the British. Second, the Calcutta Corporation Act, which reduced the strength of elected members from India. Next, the Official Secreted Act, the Indian University Act of 1904, which imposed strict official control over the Indian university. All these type of repressive policies which adopted by Lord Curzon towards the Indian gave rise to the national movement. Okay. Next is partition of Bengal. That is the main act, and in against this act only, why people protested and launched the Swadeshi and boycott movement. Clear? So these were the main causes of the which is responsible for the growth of assertive nationalist. Clear? Next is main objective of assertive nationalist. So the main aim of the assertive nationalists was the immediate attainment of Swaraj. That was the main aim. And to fulfill this aim, they adopted different methods. So their method, which adopted by the assertive nationalists, can be grouped into four categories. One is Swadeshi, another one is boycott, third is national education, and fourth is passive resistance. So see the first meaning of Savdeshi. Which type of method is that? According to Savdeshi, Savdeshi means producing necessary item in one's own country and using them for one's own use without being depending on imported goods. So they just to make started making their own Savdeshi goods. Clear? Next is boycott. So without Savdeshi, boycott is incomplete. Means if we have to, if we you must boycott you if you want to accept the Savdeshi, you must boycott the foreign goods. Clear? So that also adopted by the assertive number of British goods rejected by them. Clear? So this type of activities done by under the boycott, fully boycott the foreign goods. So these main two are there, Savdeshi and boycott. Clear?